G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Surviving Mars with Mags. And our colonists have finally arrived. So, our new guys are down here in the dome. They have moved in. We can see a few of them just sitting around here in the middle of the park, just enjoying the area. Now, things have gotten a little bit more difficult. What we need to do now is make sure these guys stay alive, and with a little bit of luck, hopefully get them to have a child somewhere in the middle there, inside of the 10 sol deadline, so we can get on with advancing our colony. So let's take a look at who we've got here at the moment. So disabled work slots, we have 16, vacant work slots are at 5, unemployed and looking for work is 0. So at the moment, all of our 12 first colonists have arrived and have found work. Now this will be between, well, most of this will be based around the food supply here, and starting to get the, well, when it's repaired and running, the mining facility that we've got in place. That one there is working, inactive work shifts are on, so we don't have enough people to fill all of the work shifts here, which we knew would happen. So we're just running the first work shift on both, and everything is ticking along nicely there. Rest of the colony is looking pretty good, and we are now loading fuel into our rocket already, which should be ready to depart reasonably soon. Now, the colonists only came with 12 food, so all we have available to begin with is that initial 12, which we have stored in here. But our colony does have this crop. The plan is this should be able to produce enough food on its own to keep everything else going. Whether or not it will is going to be an entirely other thing. So we have a few crop options here that we can have. At the moment we're doing leafy crops for the first one, and we can have crops planned for rotation, up to 3. So our standard 1 leaf crops, good yield but slow growth. They're going to require a bit of water, that's not a problem. We've got plenty of water floating around, and it takes 4 sols for them to grow with a 9.8 yield. That's not huge. We would like better than that, but unfortunately the more productive farms are currently not available in our research. What we're actually after is this one here. We want soil adaptation. We wouldn't mind getting the low G fungi, and there is a farming option that we haven't actually got access to up here at the moment that will allow for a dedicated farm to be produced. This has extremely high yields and extremely fast production times. I'm hoping we'll get access to that tech soon enough, and as soon as we do, I will be changing to it. But for the moment, we've got what we've got. Hopefully a 9 yield every 4 sols will be enough to sustain the colonists. If not, we may need to look at shutting down one of the mines and expanding with a brand new... Well, that's really bright. Expanding with a brand new farming area. Got the name of it. What the hell? What do we got here? Hydroponic farm. Of course it is. Now, we are planning construction for our new concrete extractor. At the moment, we need materials for this, so we need machine parts. We have machine parts floating around now, but we got to go pick them up. So what we want to collect here is the machine parts. We're going to take all of the machine parts that are available in this area at this time. And we'll start speeding up time here a little bit, actually.
Cable fault reported.
Start collecting all of these. Please fix the cable fault. And that's the second thing. Because the dome is only hooked up via power and water through one pipeline, we are going to have to do something about that. Now, we don't have a storage area for machine parts here at the moment, so we better fix that. What do we got? Machine parts. We're going to set a dedicated area for it, and we're going to tell him to unload. And as soon as it's in place, there we go. Little drones are doing their thing. They should come and collect the machine parts and get this concrete extractor up and running, and then we'll be able to start actually getting a new supply of concrete. We're not running short. We've got plenty, but more would be great.
Reported.
Where are these at? Okay, so one over here. Where's the cable fault? It's up this end. So that's not huge problems at this time. And we'll order up a repair on the drone hub before it becomes an issue. Now I'm storing Let's not. Let's go for Red Frontier. Yeah, that's relaxing. I'm in the mood for that. Now we're storing the goods here for this point because there is an overlap between each of our drone hubs, as you can see. So everything that's stored in here is accessible by both. I want to try and keep everything centralized in this area as much as I can, and it should, if we can move all of the supplies up, mean we can supply both areas quite comfortably. Now, there's no reason to build another dome just yet, but we do want some redundancies put in place for our current. So what I'm going to do, once the autosave has gone through, let's run a power cable. It's going to be blocked that way, so we're going to have to S-bend this a little bit and put that power cable there, and we get a massive swarm of drones. I think we're going to have to move some of those to the other hub. There is way too many drones operating in this area for the actual amount of work that will be available. Now, that has given us a redundancy in power, so if we get a power break down either of these lines, the power will still flow to the dome. Now, we want to do exactly the same thing with the water supply.
Anomaly found.
Because the pipes obviously move both water and oxygen around. So if we connect those, if we get a pipe break up around here, although we've built these relatively close, so we should never run out of oxygen. That's the scary one. If we run out of oxygen on for the dome will die very quickly. So that needs to be fixed. That shouldn't be a problem, but on the off chance that we get a break here, that oxygen will flow around, come back up, and resurface the dome from the opposing side. The chances of us losing pipes on both sides, it's not impossible, but it's significantly lower than it is just losing it on one. So that gives us a little bit of redundancy here. Now we now have concrete constructing and we have concrete storage, so we're going good there. Everything is nice and happening as it should. Power is currently at power surplus of 30, which is not bad at all. Now, we do go through to storages. Now I'm going to build these relatively close because I want to see exactly how much we've got. We have metal storage, and I want to put a couple of rare metal storages down as well. So as our rare metal extractor starts doing its thing, it will slowly start pulling more and more ore out, and this should, well at the moment, it should be getting transferred straight over to the rocket, which is represented by exports. So we've got 3 of 30. Not as much as I would like, but we've only got 1 extractor running at this time. Any excess that we get once the rocket launches will be stored here and then immediately loaded into the next rocket that's available once it arrives. So in terms of parts, we're on 19 machine parts, 47 electronics, 29 polymer. A little lower on machine parts than I would like, but we're pretty good on polymer and electronics until I want to bring the next rocket in. Fuel supplies at 91, which means we have enough fuel produced right now to refill the rocket as soon as it lands. Instantly. So that is not a problem in the slightest. So with that transferred, I would really like some more metal at this point. What have we got floating around? Actually, before we do that, there's our explorer. What have we got? Yes, we have an exploration node down south. His power's still good, so we'll send him down there. And we have some metals over here as well. I don't think there's any closer metals at this time. Oh, there's a little bit up here around the concrete. So we might send him up here, get him to gather up the metal that we have available, and then send him around the corner to grab the rest and bring it all back. I'm going to hold this rocket for a little bit and see how quickly we can transfer exports on board, because I would like some more money. At the moment we're only on 590 million. It's not horrible, but I could use some more. And we will need to be looking at building our next dome up in here. These 2 underground rare metal deposits, these are going to be our money makers. In fact, this entire hub area is going to be...
We found iridium-rich sulfides. That's a real rarity on Earth.
I can't turn that off. The analysis tells us that we've found iridium-rich sulfides. It's a real rarity on Earth. Mankind's ingenuity has found a myriad of applications for it, but we have focused our plan on a much simpler, more vital role in our growing colony. RTGs, free energy for everyone. Tech boost 10% to all physics technologies. Excellent, I like the sound of that. Now, these two rare metal deposits are going to be the main money makers, with our rare metal extractor down here, which should have a reasonable amount of metal available in it. So we actually select the supply, 346 in total. We've got 340 still there, plus these two, which give us 586, a load of it there, and 557. These two combined, plus that one, should make lots of money for the colony, which we will need to bring more supplies in. And we've got 848 metal available here that we can pull up, since we are slowly running out of surface supplies in the area.
Cable fault reported.
Oh, great. Building's not working. Cable fault has shut down the supply to the drone hub. That's a problem. Alright, where is my rover? And it's malfunctioned. Damn it. How do we get a repair on that?
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
So that's a direct meteor impact there, and that is a bit of a problem. But thankfully, oh no, actually that is a problem. Alright, so we've got to get this fixed first. That meteor took out the drone. We need one metal to fix it. Now I can manually take control of the drone here. Lots of metals over here. Lots in storage. Right, send him over here. We're going to grab one supply of metal. And we'll send this back, and that will repair that pipe. Come on, fix it up. There we go. Good little drone. Alright, with power restored, maintenance has already been requested. Drones won't receive further instructions. What do we need to repair this one? One. And we got no control of that one, but we can get this little dude here. He's fine. Yep, cool. One supply of electronics. Now we don't have any electronics stored close, so we're gonna have to get him down here and get him to grab one. Definitely means I've got to move the electronics supply further up. Load him up and send him up to fix the drone hub, and once the drone hub's fixed, everything should go, and we should hopefully be able to fix our rover. If not, we've got to order a new one, which is annoying to say the least. Come on, fix it, little dude. We need that up and running. And there we go, it's up and running. Now, can we fix this? That little dude's already working on it. Yes, we can. Alright, thank you. I was worried we were in trouble then. Generally, you send this rover out to repair other rovers when they break down, so the fact that it's broken down, I was concerned. Alright, power's still looking good, so I think we've got enough to get over here and load the metal resources. We've got quite a lot of it through this section. Might pay to grab this node here. It's a little bit closer. And bring it back, just so we can make sure we've got plenty of bulk metals. We're not exactly lacking for them at the moment. We've got 186 stored, but I do like having more if possible. So fully loaded up now. And I want to store these ones down south. So we'll store them at that bay. Now I want to reassign this drone to that node. Shame I can't actually select. Can I select these in groups? No. We'll reassign you. Reassign you. China is the biggest beer producing nation on Earth. If that's true, it can't be great beer. I've never heard of Chinese beer. Well, I've heard of Chinese beer, of course, but like never heard of seeing it being exported in huge amounts. Could be Australia though. We've got a pretty good beer industry of our own. Alright, 2 more storage warehouses there. Now the good part about this is all of this waste can eventually be turned to cement as well, but we don't have the tech to be able to do that just yet.
That takes guts, to say the least.
After all, purpose is the strongest long-term driver. Since arriving on Mars, Maxim Kessler's enthusiasm has proven to be above average, even by founders' norms, and the prestigious productivity displayed can be boiled down to one simple explanation. Maxim Kessler really loves doing what Maxim Kessler's doing. Hint, the founder Maxim Kessler has the enthusiast trait. Awesome. Let's go check him out. Where is he? Enthusiast traits. Enthusiast, maximum performance boost when increased. Maximum performance boost when at high morale. He's also a hippie. Gains twice as much comfort in gardens and parks. Well, we have a park, so that's good. Founder, one of the first Martian colonists. Excellent. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to call maintenance here. We've got a couple of pieces that are actually rather worn out here, so we're going to quickly get maintenance in on those. I want to make some improvements to this dome. I want to encourage this dome to, well, meet the needs. What do we got? Three colonists couldn't satisfy their interest. Social, no available service building. 3 colonists couldn't satisfy their interest. Drinking. 2 colonists couldn't satisfy their interests in shopping. Alright, so we can do something about that. Let's start spacebar. Relaxation, drinking, and social. That knocks 2 out of the park right there. So we're going to put the space bar right here. Now, let's go back to our colonists. What else was there? And you're going to show me this time? Alright, we're not going to get a... Never mind. Shopping was one of the other ones. So, dining, food, social... Open air gym, exercise and social. That's, how big is that? Well, that's actually quite large. I wouldn't mind putting one of those in at some point anyway. Grocer, food and shopping. So what we can do is fit a shopping centre or a grocer just up here at the back. And then, just for the hell of it, because it's pretty, let's put a fountain in the centre. Let's see whether or not we can get the happiness of our colonists up, because that will define whether or not they are going to have kids, and we definitely want them to have some kids if we can. Go little dudes, there we go, grocery is up and running, and somebody is now working it, and we have a couple of people working shifts at the bar, so people can now drink, they can be merry, they can shop, they should be getting access to food. Low yield, slow growth, but requires less water. 4 souls, 2 souls, but only has a yield of 2. Over 10.
Cable fault reported.
Where was that cable fault? Down this end. That's the second time we've gotten one down there. God damn it. Alright, never mind. Where was I? Current food is on 7. Alright, so this is a potential...
Resources
problem.
are low.
Machine parts. Yeah, we're down to 10. I knew that was going to be a problem because everything's consuming at the moment. So we're going to have to bring a truckload of them in with the next run. We've got 10 exports on board. So that's not so bad. Get some charge in you. Now, where has my science vehicle gone? He's over here. Now, we got some more places we can check out with our science vehicle, so that's not what I wanted to do. He's about 50% charge. We should be able to grab this one before he's got to come back and charge up. Maybe we'll get them both, we'll see. Founder stage, 3 souls remaining. I don't think we're going to get a berth beforehand, although our average comfort has gone up. Luxury. Luxury is the one we're missing. Exercise, relaxation, and playing. So parks is fine for that. Security station.
Breakthrough discovered.
Core water. Breakthrough uncovers extremely rich underground water deposits. That'll be useful later. 3,000 research. It's not so bad. So we can definitely look at that one a little bit later. Drone hub. We can now rely on ourselves to build the complex hubs and control our de facto heavy labor force. I wouldn't mind that. Fuel compression, safe mode, soil adaptation is nearly done. Utility crops. Unlock new crops for farms and hydroponic farms that provide oxygen and improve soil quality. From the solid you eat to the air you breathe, plants have a fundamental role to play for humanity well beyond Earth. I probably do want to pick up the utility crops as well. Battery optimization, drone battery capacity increased by 50%. Not required yet. 3D machining, robotics. 3D metal printers, which can serve as a foundation for all Martian industry. But needs people to man. We're getting ahead of ourselves just a little bit here. I think utility crops we'll want. And so long as we've got water, we've got fuel, and we've got... Well, actually, how is our water supplies going? Before we start getting crazy with that. We've got over 9,000 there, and we've got a second one up here with another 7,000 on top of that, and we have access to another water supply there.
Meteor shower incoming.
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that tech just yet. And I think we're going to have enough power to grab this one too. Research complete. Soil adaptation. Beautiful. So, soil adaptation. We get the farm. There it is. Sorry, I thought it was further up. I was wrong. There's the farm. We need to build the farm. So I'll be doing that in just a moment, because that is very important. Essentially, that's going to be making all the food for the rest of the colony. In fact, with the next load of colonists going into this dome... Meteor disaster.
Vehicle
Let's
battery
hope that doesn't
low.
hit us. Yep, that will be our... Come on. Finish the scan and I'll bring you home. Hope that meteor doesn't land anywhere near us, otherwise there could be a problem, especially since we're low on machine parts. We're down to 8.
Anomaly.
Alright, so the farm, very important. We want to get the farm doing its thing as quickly as possible, because that will solve our food problems. Now, where is the farm? That's right, the farm falls into a different area. It goes here. So that's the farm now in place. Once it's constructed, the farm can do much higher yield crops, can make them much faster, and you can start tinkering with the quality of the soil quite a bit to increase your yield. And construction is done. So, don't have the people to run it, unfortunately. That's the problem. Although, once that crop completes, down to 5. Yeah, this isn't going to produce enough food at the speed we actually need the food produced at. We've got one here. Growth time, 2 souls produces 14 food. That destroys the hydroponics. So as soon as the hydroponics has been gathered, we're going to destroy the hydroponics farm, so everybody moves over and work on this one, because this is far more important. Now the soil quality here currently, soil quality is at 50%. Wheat takes 2 souls to grow, doesn't change the soil quality, but it can have a higher yield. It's a good middle of the road crop. We've also got access to potatoes and soybeans. Now potatoes take 5 souls but produce 45 food with the current soil quality, but decreases the soil quality by 10%. Or we can go for soybeans, which will produce 34 at an optimal harvest, and they actually increase the soil quality. So we want to go for soybeans at least over the next 2 harvests. This is more than enough food in total for what we actually need. But we'll also increase it up to 70% on the soil quality. Change wheat to soy on the following crop. See if we can get the soil quality up to 100, and then set a rotation where we go 1 wheat, 1 potato, 1 soybean forever, and we'll always have 100% soil quality on everything except the soybean harvest, which will give us loads and loads of high quality food. And that's just out of 1 farm. We have room for 2 more. And there we go, the crop has been harvested. So at this point, I am going to shut down the work shift, and we are going to salvage the hydroponics farm. We want it gone. Everybody onto the... Yeah. Now we'll leave that as it is. I probably shouldn't have touched that. We'll leave that as it is. And just leave the farm providing all the food. Now we can't clear that at the moment. You need the decommission protocol, engineering tech to remove the building remains. Well, I definitely want that then. Where is decommission protocol? Engineering. High-rise, advanced Martian engines, fuel compression, decommission protocol. Alright, that's the one I want next. Now, where is our little rover gone? He's done his research. He is low on power, so let's get him back over here and plugged into the main power line. The meteor storm is now running, and looks like we've got impacts down here in the crater, nothing near our colony just yet. So we're pretty good to go. Now we're going to probably be continuing expanding around the north at this time, so we'll continue our scanning in this direction, and we'll pick up the rest of the scan through here a little bit later.
Sector scanned.
And 1 sol and 4 hours to have a colony that makes everybody happy enough to actually have a kid. Currently on 6 food. Come on, farm. Optimal harvest is 14, and we're going to get 6.7 out of this one.
The first colonists
fingers
are all
crossed,
gamblers
that should be
coming
enough.
to Mars. It's the ultimate roll of the dice.
They travel through 50 million miles to a rocky, uninhabitable... They travel through 50,000... I will get my tongue around this. They travel through 50 million miles to a rocky, inhospitable world and try to bend it to humanity's will. God damn it, I need more coffee. Stella Werner, on the other hand, seems to also be a gambler in the more traditional sense. We must not judge, on the contrary, we must be supportive and help our dear comrade with whom we've traversed the void, spearhead humanity's expansion on other worlds, only to find that it's no safer from the vices so earthly. It's as if we never left. Hint, the founder Stella Warner has the gambler trait, which means I will need a casino to please him. Well, we can work on that. How are we going? We've only got 13 exports on board at this point. But I really need to get this rotating through. We're down to 3 machine parts. So, we are going to launch our rocket. And we're going, as soon as it's away, we are going to call in our next one to replace it. Going to order in a cargo rocket, and we're going to use the last of our money here. We've received a little bit more funding, and we are going to get a crap ton of machine parts because we need them. 50 units of machine parts on board. We'll grab some spare polymers as well, and 5 electronics, and that is pretty much all of our funding gone. Still plenty of capacity on the rocket, we just don't have the money. Unless we can get something in the prefabs. Nothing in the prefabs? What else? Just in case, I'm going to load 10 units. Actually, no, let's load 15 units of food on. Let's drop our funding to 0. Bring in 15 units of food just to make sure. Rocket is away. And the new rocket is on the return. So, there we go. Traveling to Earth, progress is
Resources are
2-3%, and we have our 10% to have got our flight. Yes, down to 3 machine parts. I know, I'm working on it. Frontier stage, 14 hours remaining to have a kid. Come on, guys, get to it in there. What are we going to pick up for extra? We've got decommission protocol on the way. Microgravity medicine, new spile building, medical center. More effective than an infirmary. Good physician treats the disease. The great physician treats the patient who has the disease. I wouldn't mind that as an option. Subsurface heating. We haven't run into any heating issues yet. Increasing batteries would be nice. Transport optimization. And yes, let's grab that as number 5. We don't need the infirmary yet, but if we can put down an even better building than what we already have in the infirmary to begin with, once we need start getting new colonists in, it's not a bad thing. And at this point, everything is ticking along just nicely with the colony. So I think we're going to leave this one here for the moment. We'll know at the start of the very next video whether or not we managed to have a kid before the end of the Founders stage, or whether or not we have just passed the Founders stage and start bringing in our new colonists. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. As always, check the video description down below for links to all of my social media, to my Twitch, and of course to my Patreon for those who want to support the channel. Now on Twitch, I am also running a Surviving Mars game at the moment, but I'm running a different save to the one that's running on YouTube. So if you want to tune in on Twitch and catch it over there, you'll catch one of my other colonies, which is actually slightly more advanced than this one at the moment. Anyways, until next time, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and as always, take care.